During her tenure at the Chamber, Susan was actively involved in a number of boards that focused, believe it or not, on leadership, economics, and tourism development. Susan has been a member of the Rotary Club of Gilroy for 20 years, and I was so happy to meet Susan because she's the first person I ever met from Gilroy that was not in the CHP. In addition to serving as a club president, she has contributed her time to the district in a number of positions, including assistant governor, lieutenant governor, advanced leadership academy, and club visioning, to name a few. Her program today is entitled A Rotary Legacy. And will you please rise and greet and welcome our district governor, Susan Valenta, to the podium.
So we're going to do some presentations first. So Julie, if you can assist me, and also your Rotary Foundation team members to come forward.
Foundation, you say?
Yes, the Rotary Foundation.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, every year when the district governor arrives, they love to compliment our Rotary Foundation givers. So the governor has pins for the 3 levels of giving, both pledgers and payers to date. We're going to call you up in groups of 3. After you receive your pins, Patrick is assisting the governor. Please stay with JR for a group photo of all 3 groups at the end. This will take a minute. As a brief update, thank you for your contributions since last week. We're now at 42% of goal, and that's roughly $18,740 against our goal this year of $45,000. So give yourselves a hand. We're off. We'd now like to start by recognizing the double sustainers who have pledged or paid $200 this year to the foundation. And they are in no particular order. If you're here today, please. John Sabraria, Sheila, I can't say Sheila. Mahana. Sheila Kamano.
Sheila.
Henry Shea. Laura, I know Laura's not here today. Mercier. Ted Michaels. Splen. I know Splen's here today. I saw him go there. Well, he's not here. He was here for the board meeting. Susan and Brian Mayall. Mary Ann Rosa. Ron Koopman. And Jennifer Tate. Those are our double sustainers this year. And we have one super sustainer at the $500 level, and that's Kathy Streeter. You see Kathy? We've got another third here to go. I'm going to blow your camera up there.
That's it?
That's it? That's it done?
No.
No.
Now for the Paul Harris level of giving, which is an annual gift of $1,000 or more for Paul Harris Fellowship recognition to the foundation. Stay there. Another bigger group come.
Stay there.
Share the love.
Stay.
Paul Harris Fellows for this year will be Donna Montow, Keith Beck, Pat McMenamin, Phil Dean, Lori Souza, Patrick and Kathy Coyle, myself, Millie Seibel, Don Wentz, Gowd here today? Yes, he's here. Lynn Freeman, Mark Roberts, Lynn Sepula, and Robert Bob Powell. That's our total Paul Harris group for this year today. Thank you very much.
Further back. Further back. Wider lens.
Hat, turn around. Hat, turn around.
Get us?
Okay, got it.
What an awesome club Harley's in. First, I want to thank your club president, J.R. Romero, for his leadership in leading the Rotary Club of Livermore this year. And to your club, a club that has been in the Livermore community since 1947. 68 years, an amazing history. And home to Phil Deedy. Now, and there's a reason I specifically recognize Phil, because I know Phil was very instrumental within your club with Foundation, but also Phil is extremely effective on the district level. He has contributed so much time. Phil serves as my lieutenant governor for the Avenues of Service. He's on our district conference. He's actually our analyst. He takes all the numbers and makes all these numbers work. It's amazing. He's also on the foundation committee for the Bequest Society and major donors. And he is the membership assistant chair on the district level. And then there's a lot of other things that Phil does behind the scenes, because anytime you need something, Phil always says yes. I just thank you so very, very much, Phil. And another individual in your club, Yvonne Hopkins, couldn't be here today, but the commitment she has made over the years in leading our youth programs has been amazing, a true contribution of time, and very, very much appreciated. And I want to thank all of you for the welcome, the hospitality. Every time I go to a Rotary meeting, I meet new friends, I learn new ideas, and I share a meal with people that I love and trust, Rotarians. So for the next 20 minutes, I'd like to talk about three things. I'm going to talk about the geography of Rotary, and it sounds a little dry, but it helps us to understand where we are as a Rotarian and the wider world. A little bit about Susan Valenta and what makes her tick, and a lot about the Rotary Club of Livermore. Because you know, I know, you have bragging rights, but that part of the presentation is really for your guests and for any of your Red Badgers, because you have a wonderful story, and I want to be able to share it today. So first, a little geography about this, what we call the Rotary District 5170. So in all, we have 53 clubs in a 4-county region. We're in Alameda, Santa Clara, Santa Cruz, and San Benito County. In all, the population of those 4 counties is 3.5 million residents. We make up 3,800 of them in 53 clubs. And I really love our district for many reasons, but from a geographic standpoint, we're very compact. I'm able to travel to any club from my home club in Gilroy at the most an hour and a quarter. Now, we take out 680, 580, 880. But really, we're very compact, and it's an opportunity, as I observed today, that you can collaborate with clubs so effectively. So, a snapshot of Rotary International, you've heard, we're 1.2 million Rotarians and growing. We're in 200 countries and geographic regions, and we divide ourselves into 34 zones from a worldwide perspective. And it's an effective way to communicate from Rotary International to the zones, to the districts, to the clubs. And within this district of District 5170, we divide ourselves into 9 geographic regions. Julie Lewis serves as the assistant governor in your area. We have 9 areas, and then we have 1 assistant governor for the large clubs that probably meets once or twice a year, but keeps information flowing. So, in this district, we have bragging rights. And when I say district, whenever I say Rotary District 5170, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about our Rotarians, and I'm talking about the 53 clubs. The district is really a geographic region. My role, the district role, is really to be a resource to the clubs. That's really our only role. So, bragging rights. Did you know that your district has the highest population of interactors in the world? 7,000 interactors in this district. Did you know that this district, and this won't come as any surprise, is a high-performing district in foundation giving? Last year, you all contributed throughout this district over $739,000 to the Rotary Foundation. Total giving was close to $1 million. You're a high-performing district in membership growth. We are at 3,800 members and growing. We are considered a high-performing district because of you. Also, we have bragging rights. When I mentioned about the zone, we're actually what they call Zone 25, or excuse me, we're called Zone 26. We share our zone with Zone 25 and considered the western region of the world. So that would go from the lower part of Canada, all the way down through California, all the way to Hawaii. And the other bragging right we have is our Rotary International representative for those 2 zones for 2015 to 2017 is our own Brad Howard from the Rotary Club of Oakland Sunrise. And this gentleman is going to be representing us on the international stage. And I have the highest admiration for Brad for a number of different reasons. But you know, this is a gentleman that has businesses that he runs. He has a travel agency. He owns and manages commercial property. And just like individuals in this room, JR, all of you, where you have businesses that you're running, Brad is taking time away to bring Rotary to the next level. I just appreciate that so much by taking that personal time and contributing it to Rotary. So I thank all of you for doing that. From a district standpoint, we have bragging rights because our clubs are so active. And I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. But you know what? This whole presentation can be about the district and the clubs. But what I'd really like to invite you to do is like on Facebook, Rotary District 5170. And I really like us. And I'd like you to share posts that you do for your club. It is a phenomenal way to share ideas about speakers, community service projects, international service projects. It goes the full gamut. And the best part about it is it's absolutely free. I also invite you to use the district calendar when you're doing any of your events and share that information. If you have things that you want to put in the district newsletter, send that to Brittany Overbeck. There's a district newsletter that comes out once a month in electronic format to every single Rotarian in the district. What better way to carry your message? So now I'm going to switch gears and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Susan Valenta. So I was raised in San Jose. I had 3 brothers and a sister, and I'm here to tell you, we drank water from a backyard hose. We rode our bikes without a helmet. We rode in the back of the pickup truck. Mom was our seatbelt in the back of the car, holding us back. In the summertime, we took baby oil and put it on ourselves, getting into the sun, and then hopefully turning tan, but more times getting burnt. And according to the safety standards of today, I am fortunate to have survived childhood. My husband Tom and I raised our 3 children in Gilroy. We are now the proud grandparents of 6 grandchildren. Our oldest grandson, Aaron, just graduated from the University of California, Davis. I had a wonderful career at the Gilroy Chamber of Commerce. Met so many great people. And you know, I told you in jest how I survived childhood, but the reality is there are so many people in our world, too often children, that really do not survive. The stories in our newspapers are filled with food insecurity, water that we would not drink because we know it made us sick, young girls that are promised into marriage, bear children before their bodies have matured, families that live in cars. The issues are real and they're tragic. But this presentation is not about any one issue. What this presentation is about is my belief that it is Rotarians who are going to change the course of humanity. And it's Rotarians who have changed the course of humanity. And if you want one example, look at the eradication of polio. Had it not been for Rotarians, we'd still be talking about it. And we are, because there's less than 300 cases in the world. Rotarians is who changed the course of humanity. I love the words of this young lady that visited San Jose about a month and a half ago. Her name is Malala Yousafzai. Malala was a young girl that was shot in the face by the Taliban because she wanted to continue her education. She has since won the Nobel Peace Prize, has traveled the world talking about peace and the rights of young women to receive an education. And these were her words. If you want to change society, if you want to see change, you must step forward to bring change. What a wise young woman, 17 years old. You know, there was never a time as I was raising my children that I worried about them accessing a vaccine for smallpox, diphtheria, measles, polio. The doctor was a phone call away. I took it all so much for granted. Do you know that 1 in 10 adults in this world cannot read a simple message? That equates to almost 800 million adults, a huge number. Did you know that just about that same number of people are chronically hungry in this world? And yet, it's Rotarians like your past district governor, Joe Hamilton, who traveled to China and was teaching teachers how to teach English to still students. The 6 interactors who traveled to Vietnam to deliver 2,400 indestructible soccer balls to children who would not have any form of play. The Rotarians who just returned from a Faces of Hope mission to repair flood pallets in Guatemala, the neediest of the neediest children. The missions of Keith Henderson with shelter boxes throughout our world in times of devastation so that people can survive. And your club with your clean water projects that you've done in Nicaragua. You are an amazing story. You are changing the course of humanity. Did you know that every minute a child in this world will die from a waterborne disease? That every year, the population I described earlier of 3.5 million people in this 4-county region, that same number will die from water that makes them ill? It's an amazing number. And yet, it's Rotarians who are putting wells and water filtration systems in Africa, in India, in South America, throughout the world, to ensure that people have a form of clean, safe water. So I want to tell you a story about how a simple act became a bold act. In 2009, 2 women from my Rotary Club of Gilroy volunteered to go on a National Immunization Day. One of the women had been a Rotarian for a few years. The other had been a Rotarian for less than a year. So they went. And that's truly getting out of the comfort zone. But they put the drops into the babies' mouths. And then they were told about a project fair. So they went to the project fair. And as they were walking past the booths, this young woman came chasing after them. Her name was Mike. And Mike wanted to tell them about a microfinance loan. And to make it happen, she needed to partner with a club where they take the story back to our area. Well, this is where the story gets really good, because I'm here to tell you that the young woman that had been a Rotarian for less than a year, that I had sponsored her as a member into our club, a simple act. The bold act was making that microfinance loan get packaged with a global grant. And today, 6 water wells are providing water for over 100,000 people. And the women are not carrying water back to their village because that money, the microfinance loan, provided an opportunity for our cottage industry. I'd like to switch gears for a moment, and I want to talk about the Rotary Club of Livermore, because you have bragging rights. You've accomplished so much. The bandstand project that you're doing is a gift to your community in Carnegie Park. A tremendous gift to the community. Your Rotarian Foundation was established in 1987. And over the years, you have invested back into your community projects over $500,000. Over 700 projects and more because of you. Your Interact Club at Livermore High School. The back-to-school barbecue you do at the schools to welcome the kids back and their families. The Senior Work Day, where you help senior citizens with projects on their homes. The dictionaries for the young students. Every 3rd grader in the Livermore School District receiving a dictionary because of the Rotary Clubs of Livermore and Livermore Valley. The holiday giving that you do, where you provide food and gifts to people that would not otherwise have a Christmas. The many grants that you give to the schools, the Outstanding Educators Recognition Can you imagine what it feels like for a teacher to be in front of the community leaders in this room, to be recognized? It's a powerful gift that you give. The Students of the Month, the music scholarships, the READY program, a program where you mentor at-risk students, that you are the role models for them. That time together with these young people is a life-changing experience. Those moments can make a difference in their path in life. It's Rotarians who are making the difference. And the veterans that you support. You know, that's locally, but then you look at the international stage and the support that you give with the medical equipment to the emerging countries in Europe, the housing that you provide in India, and the number of these children that you're supporting with your dollars. The Alliance for Smiles. It goes on and on. And it's a giving heart. I mean, supporting the Wheelchair Foundation, I just am so in awe of your club. Your support to the Rotary Foundation, the support to your community. I congratulate you for what you accomplish. And then I look at your fundraisers and your events, that the evening of chamber music on October 28th, the Spirit Run on the 24th, the rodeo parade, the world's fastest rodeo in the world. So noted. There are so many stories of what it means to be a gift to the world. And the Rotary Club of Livermore has been doing that since 1947. In March of this year, I had the privilege of accompanying other Rotarians on a trip to Monterrey, Mexico, to distribute a container load of wheelchairs. A container load is 280 wheelchairs, and they brought us in a bus to a gymnasium. All of the boxes are lined up against the wall by size, some for children, some for teens, some for larger adults. We broke up into teams, we opened the boxes, some put the wheelchairs together, and some wheeled them to recipients. Everyone who was going to get a wheelchair had a sign in front of them. They had been pre-qualified. And I can't tell you, from being a mom and a grandma, what it feels like when you see a mom pick up their child and put that child in a wheelchair and wheel them away. To give that gift of mobility is powerful. And so I came back to the district and I talked to our president-elects and I asked them, would they be willing to do a container load as a district project? And they said yes. Well, I'm here to say that I know we did fill one container load. I am positive that today that second container load is filled. And we are into this Rotary year a little over 2 months, and it's because of you. And you know what? We're going to celebrate. We're going to celebrate on April the 29th, 2016, at the Blackhawk Automobile Museum. We're going to celebrate the success of our club presidents, of our clubs, of the Wheelchair Project. And why the Blackhawk Automobile Museum? Well, it's the home of the Wheelchair Foundation and Ken Baring. Ken Baring is a gentleman that started the Wheelchair Foundation 15 years ago. 15 years, 1 million plus wheelchairs have been distributed throughout the world because of you, because of our Rotarians. So we're going to celebrate. Ken Baring is going to be our keynote speaker that afternoon. And we're hoping to do an actual distribution in March of 2016 and videotape it and show it at that luncheon. We're going to continue on with the district conference at the San Ramon Marriott, and we have an historical first. We have 4 past Rotary International presidents who are going to be at that conference. We have Matt Capris, Rick King, Cliff Docterman, and Gary Wong is flying in from Taiwan. I want you all to be there. I want you there to celebrate your successes, to network with other Rotarians, share your ideas with them, and congratulate the success of your club and the work that your president, J.R. Romero, has done in support of all of you for this year. It's going to be an incredible event. You need to be there. San Ramon Marriott is a hop and a skip. There's groups in the Santa Cruz area talking about a party bus. It might be needed. So please mark your calendar, April 29th to May 1st at the Blackhawk Museum and then on to the San Ramon Marriott. And I close with a saying by W.H. Murray. Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Thank you so very much.